Hello, everyone, and welcome to the post-rookie mini camp edition of Klis's Mike Drop. I'm Mike Klis, your host, and look what I have for the occasion. I have a Klis's Mike Drop chain given to me as a gift by Cecil Lammy and Josh Dover, the mid-afternoon team for The Fan and 104.3 FM. I do a hit with them once a week, and they were kind enough to give me this Klis's Mike Drop chain. They wanted me to be on par with Scotty Gange. And I still got a ways to go, but I appreciate the sentiments there from Cecil and Josh. Let's go through a little bit what happened in rookie minicamp. The guy I was most impressed with was running back R.J. Harvey, maybe because I was looking to be impressed. The Broncos need a running back. I think that was the biggest problem with their running game. They need a solid three-down running back, and I'm not sure R.J. Harvey will be a three-down guy. Sean Payton did say he would play on third down, though. And, boy, what I really liked about him was his hop, step, and burst. And I asked him about that after practice, about where he picked up that Le'Veon Bell-like hop and burst.
A lot of work, a lot of hard work.
You did work to have that move?
Yes, sir. A lot of hard work. You know, just training, and eventually it just became natural. Still a lot to get better at. So,
R.J. Harvey was one of those guys who most projections, most of the draft nicks, the draft experts, the mocksters, which includes a lot of people, including me, but most people had him going in the fourth round. That was generally the most overwhelming projection for Harvey. Asked him what he thought about all those projections, especially after the Broncos took him late in the second round.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to it. I know how good I am. Just got to prove everybody wrong.
All right, so then we went around the locker room after the 2.5-hour practice at Broncos Park the other day and talked to third-round defensive tackle Savion Jones of LSU. Looks like he'll be a hit. Fourth-round outside linebacker Key Robinson. Looks like he'll be a hit. Sixth-round punter Jeremy Crawshaw got the thunder leg. He got the international exemption on the roster.
Yeah, no, it's been awesome. All the hard work that you put in over the years finally pay off, and walk into a building, and it's amazing. These past couple of days have been awesome, working with Coach Riz and Coach Moof. It's about now adjusting to their schemes and what they want me to do and how I can help the team the most.
Seventh-round tight end Caleb Lohner. Here's the one guy who really is not ready for the field. He's got a long ways to go. But it'll be interesting to see how the Broncos go about the plan of attack with him because he needs a solid year of practice. That's number one. But he also, I'm not sure the Broncos will subject him to waivers when it comes to the final roster cuts. They may keep him on the 53. And if you're on the 53, you never know. You might be up on game day Sunday. So have to watch the attack for Caleb Lohner, a basketball player, a tall guy, but doesn't know much about football as far as how to play it.
I just think athletic gifts, and I've been blessed with height, obviously, and some of the other things that have allowed me to play sports my whole life. I mean, I've just been blessed with great people in my life, people that believed in my abilities, and now I'm here, I'm a Bronco, and my goal again is just to help this team in any way that I can.
So that's that's basically our rookie take. Again, Harvey was the guy who really impressed me. He caught a bunch of balls out of the backfield, those wheel routes. He caught a ton of those. Basically, that was the only route that he did run. He ran that in college quite a bit. So R.J. Harvey did look good the other day. You know a lot about Jahdae Barron. He was a first-round draft pick. We talked to him, had him on our podcast on a couple segments earlier. So R.J. Harvey is kind of our guy. We'll also talk to Chris Bryant. He had a big rookie minicamp on the Saturday before Mother's Day. Caught a pass against Barron. They were matched up one-on-one. We'll listen to an interview that we had exclusively with 9 News. Pat Bryant, that is, and with Pat Bryant, we'll have that interview with you next week. on Klis's Mike Drop. Now let's shift, if we can, to a little more serious topic, and a just a horrific topic, really, and that's the tragedy that occurred involving the golf cart incident in California that happened on April 26th, which was the final day of the draft. That was the day the Broncos got Key Robinson. That was the day they got Crawshaw, the punter. That was the day they got Loner and then signed 15 undrafted free agents. And John Elway was out in California with his friends, his girlfriend, Jeff Sperbeck, his wife Corey. There were some other people involved. But Elway was part of a 3 or 4 cart caravan with 10 or 15 people. He was the rear cart, and they're all going to his house. They went to a little party, an event, a function sponsored by Fiore clothing brand, and decided not to go to the music festival, the Stagecoach Country Music Festival, which is outside. It was unseasonably cold and windy. They went the night before, and they decided not to go. And it's basically a quarter-mile trip from the manor, the country club place where the function was, to John Elway's house. And on the way, Jeff Sperbeck just simply fell off, hit the back of his head, and suffered a fatal head wound. Nothing that Elway did wrong, nothing that anybody did wrong. They were traveling at a nice rate of speed. There was no swerving, no balance issues that Sperbeck showed. Talked to Sheriff Bianco, the Riverside sheriff. Talked to him last week, and he basically said the investigation is all but closed. It's no longer active. They're waiting for any residents in the area to come forward if they can. And but so far, surveillance from the residents basically said they had no evidence of what happened with the golf cart scene. They do have one video, and it showed that Sperbeck was on the back of the golf cart 1 second and had fallen off the next second. So they're going to wait till April 26th before they, or May 26th, I should say, before they close the case. But I talked to Sheriff Bianco about the whole incident, and he told me this, quote, "I can tell you, there's a lot of speculation on whether John Elway was driving under the influence." Sheriff Bianco told me this: "I can tell you John was not drunk. I listened to the entire 911 call. John did place that call. He was very articulate. He was very responsive. He was not slurring his words. He was not hesitating in his response with the dispatcher. It was a normal, urgent conversation." And it was a medical conversation where John called for an ambulance because a man had fallen off the golf cart and was hurt. And so that's what happened there. No one was at fault. Jeff Sperbeck just lost control, lost his grip on the golf cart, slipped back, hit the back of his head, hit it on the asphalt, and just away. And that was it. Boy, life is precious. Jeff and John Elway very close. Started off that Jeff helped with Elway's marketing in the right around 1990, and endorsements and commercials and those type of things. And then it grew from there into a friendship to where, their families started vacationing together, and they became very close. They opened up, they both founded, and we're still running Seven Cellars Wine, which you can get at stores, liquor stores across the country. Very fine wine, all kinds of different vintages that you want there. So things are going to be cleared up. Nothing's going to happen with Elway or anybody else. It's just going to be ruled a horrific accident involving Jeff Sperbeck. Some other tidbits that we picked up over the week. Kareem Jackson was out at Broncos practice. Kind of looked like a coach. He's got a chance to become a Broncos scout if he decides to retire. Hasn't decided whether or not to retire. He's been one of those guys who have signed late. He's keeping his options open just for a couple more days. But I do think it's headed toward Kareem, especially after last year, spending most of the year on the practice squad. Here was a 14-year NFL starter, spent his 15th year mostly on the Bills practice squad. I think it's just about time for Kareem to hang him up. And if he does, he has options, including with the Broncos as a scout to help out George Payton. And then finally, the schedule is going to come out Wednesday. And one thing we knew in advance were the Broncos were going to play Christmas night at Kansas City and Arrowhead, as they did in 2016. For the Bronco fans, hopefully it goes better than it did in 2016 on Christmas night. You remember that? The Chiefs won 33-10. Andy Reid rubbed it in that night, had Don Terry Poe do a jump pass, a Tebow jump pass at the 2-yard line for a touchdown. That game will be played on Amazon Prime. So we'll talk about the schedule at length next week, where it looks good, where it looks tough, break it all down for you. I do think the Broncos' schedule is tougher this year. I know it's still a third-place schedule, but all in all, I do think it's tougher. The Raiders, for the Raiders will be much tougher, and then they are not going to play the NFC South, where they went 4-0 last year. So tougher schedule. So we'll break it down for you next week. All in all, we thank you for listening to Klis's Mike Drop here in the post-rookie minicamp edition. And we'll be chatting with you again next week. Thanks for tuning in and watching, everybody.